Welcome to Talking Crue, the unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 47 this week. Motley Crue Live Los Angeles, The End, DVD and album review, the final tour part 4. But this week in Motley news, John 5 announced a new show after I released last week's episode. Uh, the new show for his Strung Out Tour 2024, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, on September the 18th. Check out john5.com for all the tour dates. This tour starts in September, so yeah, definitely go check him out and support John 5. This past Saturday, Motley Crue played Blues Fest in Ottawa, Canada. It's reported that they played in front of 80,000 fans. 80,000 people were there to see Motley Crue. That is absolutely freaking fantastic. Canada, you guys rock. On Tuesday, John Corabi announced that on August the 2nd, the new single and music video for the upcoming Dead Daisies is going on August the 2nd. Plus, you can go ahead and pre-order the new album, Light 'Em Up, on August the 2nd as well. So, as we get closer to August the 2nd, I'll keep you guys more updated on this. And here's another guy. You guys need to support the Dead Daisies and John Corabi. And this past Wednesday, Vince and his solo band played a show at Rockfest 2024 in Caddock, Wisconsin. If you guys were there, write me a comment down below. I'd love to know. Looks like he had a great time there. He posted a little bit of a video on his Instagram page, and I'm sure it's on his Facebook by now. But yeah, that looked great. And that's it in Motley news this week. This is episode 47. Motley Crue Live in Los Angeles. The End, the album and DVD review, the final tour part 4 is what I'm talking about this week. So in this week's episode, I'm going to finish the final tour series with part 4. Part 1 was live at the Hollywood Bowl. That was episode 44. Part 2 was live at Virginia Beach. That's episode 45. And last week was part 3, live at Rock in Rio 2015. That was episode 46. But first, before I really get going into this week's episode, I told you guys I would do this, so it's time. It's time. It's story time on Talking Crue, baby. So, I'm going to talk about my experience on seeing the final tour. I saw the final tour in Nashville, Tennessee on October the 15th, 2014. They were still playing the big long set list, so I got really lucky on that. The idea was I was going to go to a Georgia show, Alpharetta, Georgia, something like that. It was an outdoor show, but it quickly sold out. It sold out like in an hour. And so I was like really bummed out. And then when they started announcing more dates, I saw Nashville and I was like, I'm there. I already bought the ticket, 2 tickets actually. I was originally going to take my kids, but my ex said, well, they might be a little too young to see this. So I took my little brother instead. So we drove from Knoxville all the way to Nashville. And yeah, we got there and we parked and we started walking towards the Bridgestone Arena. We saw a tour bus that was black. We kind of stood there for a few minutes thinking, well, maybe it's somebody in the band. Maybe it's Alice Cooper. Who knows? But nobody ever came out or in. So we went on ahead and walked to the Bridgestone Arena, where already Crue heads were outside standing in line. There was actually somebody selling bootleg Motley Crue Final Tour t-shirts outside the arena. I didn't buy one, although they did look really cool. And then we get in, and I actually bought a tour book. I kind of stayed away with the t-shirts but really wanted a tour book from this tour. And then, so we saw the Raskins, who were really cool. We saw Alice Cooper, who put on an amazing show. That was the second time I saw Alice. Uh, First time I saw him opening up, but so that was kind of unique to see. Plus, he used pyro, which he didn't use when I saw him a few years ago when he headlined. And Nita Strauss, saw her for the first time. Excellent guitar player. And then, of course, the main event was Motley Crue. Absolutely fantastic show from beginning to end. There was one part I really want to talk about that was really funny. Was during Primal Scream, that part going to be willing to crash and burn, and then I talked about that big ball that hung from the ceiling and all this pyro and explosions go off. Well, when this went off, the Bridgestone Arena, let me back up for a second. If you're not a sports fan, the Bridgestone Arena is the home of the Nashville Predators, the NHL hockey team. So their mascot is a saber-toothed tiger, and it's basically made out of cardboard, and they hung it up way up into the lights, up into the ceiling to kind of stay safe. So when all this pyro and explosion happened during Primal Scream, my brother nudged me on the arm and he pointed to the back of the arena, and all of a sudden the top of the head of this saber-toothed tiger just started slowly floating down to the bottom of the floor. And I just thought that was hilarious. That's how much pyro they used for this show. Incredible. So I love this show. I only got to see the final tour one time. Thank God they did this. And of course YouTube. So I get to relive the final tour over and over and over again. Alright, so that's it for story time on Talking Crew. So let's really get into this. So let's go timeline. I hadn't done a timeline in a while. The final tour took the band throughout the United States, Canada, Japan, Australia, Europe, and Brazil. The band had different opening acts throughout the tour. The Raskins, who I just mentioned, Alice Cooper, who did the majority of the tour, if not pretty much all of it, except for some of the festivals overseas. The band called The Cringe, The 100, that's spelled out 100, Saint Sonia, who is absolutely amazing, great band, and The Struts, who my daughters actually introduced me to, and they're really cool. After the tour ended, the band played 158 shows in front of over 1 million people. That is absolutely insane. That freaking rocks, if you ask me. So there's your timeline. So let's go info and facts. The band played 3 sold-out shows in Los Angeles at the Staples Center on December the 28th, 30th, and the 31st, 2015. Now they recorded the December 31st New Year's Eve show, and that's where we get the DVD and the live album from. The DVD was directed by Christian Lamb, who's worked with Madonna, Green Day, Incubus, and Def Leppard, just to name a few. I mean, he's got a list a mile long. It was produced by Dominic Cotter, Cotter, who's worked with the Grateful Dead. The live album was produced by Motley Crue and Greg Collins. Now, Greg Collins started off as an engineer and then worked his way up. He started as an engineer for Red Hot Chili Peppers, System of a Down, U2, and then he became a producer. He's produced for the Dixie Chicks, Kiss, and of course Motley Crue. It was released as a CD/DVD or a CD/Blu-ray combo. On October the 21st, 2016, my camera's started messing up on me. 2016, how many copies did this sell? I really can't find an answer to this. But if you know, write me a comment down below. I'd love to know. The running time on the DVD or Blu-ray, whichever one that you have, is 2 hours and 33 minutes. Now it's counting the bonus stuff as well. So there's your info and facts. So let's talk about the stage. Again, they changed the stage. In fact, they changed the set list as well. Those huge spikes in the front and the back. There was just on the back. Now they're in the front as well, and they light up. Tons more lights, 2 ramps on each side of the stage with microphones. There's a Motley logo, just the word Motley logo on the floor, on the stage floor. Tommy's drums are on these little steps that light up. Mick has a regular mic stand while Nikki's hangs upside down. There's platforms on each side of Tommy's drum kit with some steps for the band and the background singers / dancers. Tommy's drums are hooked up kind of a up and down lighting truss. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. And it goes all the way to the back of the arena. There's the B stage, amazing camera angles. / dancers Allison and Sophie. So there's the stage. So now let's talk about the show. I'm going to start with the DVD first. It starts off with the road crew setting up the stage. Mick kind of makes a comment. Well, all the band members make a comment while the stage is being put together. Mick says something about 4 misfits, and he wanted a band called Motley Crue. Nikki talks about the tour, and it's the end. Vince says this is where we all started, in Los Angeles. And then it shows the fans coming into the arena. Shows some of the fans talking, showing off their Motley Crue tattoos. There's even including Paul Miles, who's wrote some Motley Crue books. If you've not checked out Paul Miles' books, check them out on Amazon. The band starts talking, and they slowly walk towards the stage. Tommy said, "Let's rock this sheet." And then we get into song number 1, and that is Girls, Girls, Girls. The band's already on stage with the background singers / dancers. Crowd goes absolutely crazy. This looks and sounds incredible. Classic Crue. Lighting is incredible. Love it. It's so good. Pyro at the end and fire. Song number 2 is Wild Side. They go right into this one. Crowd erupts as soon as they start this one. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic crowd reaction. The band's energy is absolutely crazy. They are amped up for this show. Classic Crue is so awesome. Song number 3 is Primal Scream. Nikki gets this one going. Fantastic crowd reaction. The side-to-side flames going back and forth looks amazing. Tons of fire during the chorus. This song rocks all the way. Tons of pyro, love it. Song number 4 is Same Old Situation. Vince welcomes the crowd. Then they go right into this song. Background singers / dancers are back. Awesome song live. Fantastic crowd clapping and singing along. It's so good. Sorry, there's my notes. Song number 5 is Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. They go right into this one. Fantastic crowd reaction. Absolutely love this song. I've said it a lot. Live or record, I love this song. The background singers / dancers are actually on the stage on this one. They don't help sing, but they help get the crowd into this song. It's so freaking good. Song number 6 is Smoking in the Boys' Room. Tommy gets this one going. Classic Crue live. Absolutely fantastic. Love this song. Fantastic crowd singing along. Even at the part where it says 6, my buddy 6, Mick and Tom, and the crowd sings that part. It's absolutely freaking awesome. It's so good. Song number 7 is Looks That Kill. They go right into this one. Classic Crue. Fantastic live. Love it. Great crowd reaction on this one. It's so good. There's a lot of pyro and fire. Song number 8 is MNFer of the Year. Vince asks, "Are we having fun yet? Raise your hand if you're a bad MNFer." And then he says, "We got something for you." And they go right into this song with fire going off. This song just freaking rocks. Again, I've said this the last few weeks, months. Bring this song back into the set list. What's really awesome is the interaction between Nikki and Vince during the song towards the end. It's absolutely hilarious. Song number 9 is Shout at the Devil. Vince introduces Nikki, who does talk. He talks about this being the end and where it all started in Los Angeles. He talks about standing up for yourself, believing in yourself. Don't take you know what from anybody, because they didn't. Look where they are. Then it goes into In the Beginning, plays, and then they go right into this one. Nicky has his flamethrower on his bass guitar. He lights up his mic stand, tons of more fire. He shoots off. Then there's tons of more fire from the stage. Pyro looks absolutely incredible. Fantastic crowd reaction. Classic crew. Freaking awesome. It's so freaking good. And then there's tons of more fire and pyro at the end. Now here's a change in the set list. Song number 10 is Louder Than Hell. They go right into this one. Fantastic crowd response. Love, love, love this song live. Period. This song freaking rocks. Easy for me to say. So much. There's the lighting that they used for smoking at the Rio show. They used for this one, so it's got that pinkish, purplish glow in it. Kind of looks like the Theater of Pain album cover. Looks absolutely awesome. Then we get into Tommy Lee's drum solo. Starts off with some power and fire as he gets lifted into the air. Like I said, his drum kit's attached to these lighting trusses that light up, and they kind of go up and down and up and down. And while he's doing all that, he's flipping upside down. So as he's lifted in the air, Crucify has started as he drums to different songs on this one. The only one I really recognized was Black Sabbath, and as he's taken to the back of the arena, flipping upside down, and then Tragedies happens, a Spinal Tap moment. If you're old enough to remember Spinal Tap, if you're not, go check out that movie. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Tommy's drums get stuck, and he's upside down. He's almost at the end of the arena, but not quite there. As the crowd chants, supporting Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy says, okay, play some guitar, Mick. And then the camera quickly focuses on Mick and his guitar solo as they dim the lights to help Tommy get out and get the drum kit back to where it's supposed to be. Absolutely great guitar solo by Mick. Then we get into song number 11, and that is Saints of Los Angeles. They go right into this one. Fantastic crowd reaction. Love this song live. It sounds and looks incredible. This pyro, crowd singing along. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. Then we get to song number 12, and that is Live Wire. They go right into the icon song, as I call it. Fantastic crowd reaction, background singers / dancers, incredible lighting, classic crew, crowd singing along, very loud, absolutely amazing, incredible live performance. There's fire and tons of it, absolutely rocks. It's so freaking good. Then we get to song number 13, and that is Dr. Feelgood. They play a little bit of the TNT. And then they go right into this song. Great crowd reaction. Background singers / dancers are still on stage. Classic crew. The spikes on the front and the back of the stage are green, which look absolutely amazing. So it kind of matches the Dr. Feelgood album cover. Amazing song live. Love it. Then we get to song number 14, and that is Kickstart My Heart. Vince says, Happy New Year. And then some balloons fall from the ceiling, and then Mick gets this song going. Fantastic crowd reaction, classic crew, background singers / dancers are still on stage. fire during the chorus. Love this song live. Just freaking rocks hard. Uh, the These are the lighting trusses start to come down and during towards the end of the song, and they kind of make a kind of a V angle. And as they come down, there's tons of fire and pyro. There's a pentagram that's on fire in the back of Tommy, behind Tommy Lee's drum kit. Uh, Vince and Nikki get on these lighting trusses that have little buckets, and they kind of go out into the crowd. Looks absolutely freaking unbelievable. As they're out there, Mick is on a platform at the front of the stage, and he goes up, and Tommy's drums get lifted up. It looks absolutely great. And then there's tons of more pyro and fire. Again, it looks insane. Love this. Then more pyro and more fire. And then Nicky, towards the end, laid down his bass, and he takes this big pocket knife that he has from his grandfather Tom, and he throws it into the back of the bass of the back of his bass, and then they walk off. Then they take a bow, and Tommy says, I forgot one part. Vince says, "We're Motley effing Crue." Then at the end, Tommy says, "Thank you, peace out." And then they take a bow, and then we get to the encore. Song number 15, "Home Sweet Home." Shows the band actually taking the B stage, so you kind of get to see what that was like for them. Then Tommy plays on piano, and Vince sings the first verse into the chorus. Absolutely fantastic. Love this version. I've said this a lot. This is my favorite version of Home Sweet Home. Crowds singing along, and when they start to play it like normal, the B stage starts rising up into the air. Again, looks incredible. And as the song gets closer towards the end, the B stage slowly lowers down. Excuse me. Shows people in the crowd crying. Vince actually gets really choked up on this. And what's really cool is he can't really finish the song. He gets really teary-eyed, and the crowd helps him finish the song, which is absolutely fantastic. Then Vince says, excuse me, good Lord. Then Vince says, "Thank you, good night." And the band members hug each other. And then they slowly walk off, and Frank Sinatra's "My Way" plays as the band leaves and heads back to the dressing room. Very emotional. This show is absolutely fantastic. Then the credits roll. Shows little clips of the band while Frank Sinatra's "My Way" is playing. Absolutely amazing show. That is the DVD part. Now, we'll talk about the bonus features on the DVD. There's an interview with all four members of the band. I didn't take notes on everything that the band said, but they are asked questions, and they each answer it. So I just kind of briefly wrote down what they said. Like traveling, Tommy says they have their own bus and makes it more comfortable because everybody brings out their family on the bus, and it's hard to put everybody on one tour bus. That would have been insane. They also talk about a warehouse full of damaged hotel stuff. So they have a warehouse somewhere with broken doors, broken TVs, sawed in half mattresses, and all that kind of stuff in a warehouse somewhere. Vince said that they wanted to be the biggest band in Los Angeles. That was their goal back then in 1981, and they thought they made it. And then they didn't have any clue about you got to be the biggest band in the world, which they did become. Tommy says how they survived all these years. He has no clue. Car wrecks, overdose, jail, almost died from ankylosing spondylitis. It's just crazy to think about. Vince says some of the shows hit him that this is the last time, like in Rio and all these other places. Nikki said the final tour was actually planned 4 years prior to the announcement in 2014. Mick says that the highlight for him during the shows were Tommy Lee's roller coaster, Nikki and Vince flying and going out over the crowd, and of course him and Tommy being lifted up in the air as well. He also says the crow's nest, which they nicknamed the B stage. Plus, there's a bunch more in this amazing interview with the band. Like I said, that was just kind of the gist of it. There's more if you want to see it. Definitely check it out. Then another bonus feature is Nikki's flamethrower. Nikki said the first one was a flop. Then the next one was the 2012 tour that he used. It only shot 9 feet long, the flame. He thought that wasn't good enough. And then this one that he used on the final tour, it shot 90 feet in the air. He said he could make it do circles, and he was more in control of it. So that's the reason why he loved this one. Then the next bonus feature is Tommy's drum kit. Tommy said all this madness of him doing all these drum solos came from drummer Tommy Aldridge. He went and saw Ted Nugent, and Tommy was the drummer, and he said that it just blew him away because here's Tommy Aldridge playing the hell out of these drums, and Tommy Aldridge has that big hair, and it was just going everywhere. And Tommy Lee was entranced. But he started watching people. They were going to get beer, get a t-shirt, go pee. And he was like, what can I do to keep everybody there? So that's when he started coming up with crazy ideas. Like the 1985 Theater of Pain tour where he tilted the drum 90 degrees, and it just went on from there. In fact, with this one, the Crucify, he drew on a napkin at a restaurant, and when they built it, it was bigger than what he imagined. He was like, crap, I got to do this every night. He said it's really hard to play because he's being flipped upside down and going forward and going backwards and being flipped upside down backwards. That he had an oxygen tank waiting for him when he comes back. Way to go, Tommy Lee. That's why he's my favorite drummer. Alright, so that's the DVD. That's the bonus features as well. Now I'm quickly going to go through the live album. I'm not going track by track and all that stuff. I just wrote down some notes. All the songs that you get on the DVD is on the live album. However, they did cut out some stuff. They cut out a lot of the talking, like Nikki's speech, Vince doing the countdown for the New Year's Eve. So all that's kind of took off. But you can't really tell it. They cut out Tommy's drum solo as well as Mick's guitar solo. So those aren't on it. Even without all of that, I love this live album. It rocks. Really good. You can hear all the pyro. You can hear the crowd. It sounds so freaking good. Absolutely amazing. So, I want to show you real fast in case you do not have this. Look at that. These are freaking awesome pictures of the band on the final tour in Los Angeles. The DVD and CD, that's the version I have. So that brings me to homework. Was you at any of the last 3 final tour shows in Los Angeles? That's Staples Center. Write me a comment down below. Do you have this? The end. Write me a comment down below. Which one do you have? Like I said, I got the CD, DVD version. I won't, because now they re-released this as a vinyl, double vinyl, and I really want one so bad. So my birthday is coming up in September, so I'm going to be hitting around a lot. So, but yeah, that's what I really want. All right. So, and if you have that, write me a comment down below. And that's it for this week. Next week, I'm going to start another series, but it's only going to be a 3-parter. It's all about the dirt. So episode 48, which is next week, Motley Crue, The Dirt, The Book, part 1. So part 2 will be the movie, part 3 will be the soundtrack. So 3-part series, and we're going to start with episode 48, The Dirt, The Book, part 1. Review. I can't wait to talk about this book. I love this book. And that's it for this week. If you know anybody that is a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, and send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. I want to thank all my new subscribers on the YouTube page, Facebook page, and Spotify. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the show. We are nowhere near the end. And I want to thank everybody who's gave me thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that as well. And I will see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.